Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of A Pretty Little Podcast. I'm Allie, Violet Vixen Commissaro.
And I'm Jessie. Welcome back, guys, to another week. I love your makeup tonight, Allie. You looking great.
Thank you so much. I've been really having fun with it. And now we're getting into the final stretch, so I feel like
have you
the
just
last how many days I've gotta really step it up.
I get it.
So I'm so excited for tonight.
Me too.
Get ready to unleash your inner rebel and embrace the raw energy that is Lilac. Known for their powerful music and captivating performances, this band has been setting stages ablaze and hearts on fire. Tonight, we get a glimpse into their musical journey, creative process, and what makes their rock spirit truly unique. Without further ado, let's dive deep into the world of Lilac and uncover the magic behind their music.
Hi,
guys.
What's going on, y'all?
So since there's a lot of people, we're going to go through and I'm going to have you guys introduce yourself and kind of say your involvement with the band.
Right on. Well, I'll start. My name is Oscar. I am the rapper for the band.
Hi, I'm Alyse and Oscar. I'm the lead singer of Lilac.
How's it going? I'm Kenny. I'm the bass player and I do screaming vocals.
What's up? The phone's ringing in the background. Silence your
Disregard
phone.
that.
I'm Cam. I play keyboard and guitar.
I'm Ryan, and I play drums.
I'm Sketty, and I play lead guitar.
So I'm so excited. So before we get into all the new stuff, because you guys have so many things going on. Before we get into the new stuff, let's go back to what initially inspired the formation of Lilac.
We
just kind of jump in.
Yeah.
Alyse is looking for a bunch of strangers.
Yeah, right. I've always loved the idea. I've always loved Linkin Park growing up and stuff, and I've always loved the idea of combining rap and rock, but with a female lead. I don't think that's really been done before. I know that Evanescence did that one song, "Wake Me Up," but that technically they didn't. They just found a singer to just do some very staccato notes in a song, and it was just the one song. That's not like a band, And so I thought it would be really cool to be able to do that, but with more modern, catchy choruses or something, And plus, not only that, but I thought that would help break out of the whole being compared to every other band that has a female singer, Because if you're just the one lead singer and it's just a female, people will automatically say Halestorm and Evanescence and the only girl bands that they can think of, So this kind of lets us step out of that and not necessarily have to fit a stereotype. Just let's just be genre defying and play what we want to play without having to be put into a box that fits whatever your idea is, And so I met Cam through a mutual friend and he asked me to do some vocals for some of his songs. And I showed up to his house and we got on the topic of me starting a new band, but I wasn't ready for a new band. I just got out of a relationship, but I told him kind of what I was going for and the sound that I liked, but everything that I heard from him was very pop or synth wavy. It just wasn't. I think it's cool and it's awesome. I respect that music. It wasn't what I wanted, But then he was just like, "Yeah, I'd like to be in the band with you. Let's do it. I could do that." And I was like, "Really? You can write metal breakdowns and stuff? Are you sure?" And he was like, "Hell yeah!" And he just randomly showed me a couple songs that he wrote in a night or a couple days. And it was amazing. It sounded awesome. And so I was like, well, I guess we're starting a band before I thought I was going to. And so I created some Craigslist ads and Facebook ads, found Oscar through Craigslist.
The best stranger you'll ever meet on the internet.
And found Sketty through Bandmix. Ryan, I knew him through his old band. So I just already knew he was a talented drummer. And then Kenny, I knew him through mutual friends on Facebook, but we'd never been in a band together. But he just bypassed. I didn't even create a bass ad yet. Like I was still trying to find us a guitarist, but he was like, since I saw your guitar ad, I'm assuming you're going to be looking for a bassist soon. I'd like to just like kind of slide on in there and, put myself in for the audition. And yeah, it just worked.
The best option shouldn't have competition.
Slid right into the DMs.
So can you share the story behind the name?
Well,
share the story behind the name.
I had dyed my hair lilac, just to be frank about it. I really like, the silver lilac hair. And they were like, well, that's a really cool name. But like Oscar was like, but this is dual vocals. It's not just a female fronted band. So you can't just only have that female vulnerability. We need to make it edgy, And so then Cam was like, well, there's some bands like Paris or Landmarks or whatever that are using a V instead of an A. So maybe by adding like the V, it adds like a little bit of edginess in there and some masculinity.
Gradually just kept misspelling it.
Yeah. And then they just kept making like the name like more and more misspelled until we had like the perfect combination of like
horrible spelling so that no one can ever find us.
No.
Memorable though.
Right? Okay, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Like, you look it up.
It definitely like catches
up, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like imprinted right there.
It already gives you an edge, because you're gonna remember that.
Yeah. I think it's mostly because they knew that I was going to be pushing us to like radio and like let's get in front of like all these booking agencies and big management and PRs and stuff. I think they just wanted to test my skill level. Like if I can I be able to push a name that isn't spelled correctly? I don't know. We're going to see.
So first I want to ask, who are some of the people that have inspired the sound as a band? And then I kind of want to know from like personally, who kind of inspires you away from the band?
Okay. Cam, do you want to?
Sure. Like musically, you remember when you were like 10 or 11 or something, the first time you heard like something aggressive and you're like, I'm not supposed to listen to this. But it was like that like weird taboo, like forbidden, but kind of felt powerful at the same time. You're like, this is music that like gives me, even if you're just by yourself in your room or whatever, but like that feeling you felt. That's like a lot of people when they first hear metal, it's this, like, it's not the music, it's the emotion that it evokes. But like if you listen to that exact same song, whatever it was back then, now it probably is, you probably kind of like chuckle at it. It's probably not heavy anymore because like art and how those things evoke emotion, they change over time. And like the sounds and feelings and visual, whatever it was, like to evoke that exact same feeling for the next generation and for yourself, it's going to sound different today. So when we create sounds and we kind of focus on emotion first. So like, I don't really care about what's cool or trending or not today. It's like, I want to make it feel like that. I want to make it feel forbidden or make it feel vulnerable or make it feel empowering or dangerous or whatever that is, kind of working emotion backwards.
I love that answer.
It's completely not answering your question, but
I love the way that you say that, because I usually ask them like, what are some of the like themes and messages that you like want to get across? And that's awesome that you go into it wanting them to feel that.
He also is really good at like creating very unique sounds that like you won't hear. Like he has this ear where he'll just, I don't know, he'll take like even a stick and he'll break it. And then he'll like add distortion and like a lot of like weird things until it doesn't even sound like a stick anymore. Or like he'll take my breath, like he'll tell me to breathe out into a mic and then he'll reverse that and to where it now sounds like I'm breathing in, but it's weirder because I could have just breathed into a microphone, but it's like cooler because he reversed it. I don't know. He just does a lot of weird stuff that actually really adds those sprinkles that just really make our sound unique.
It's like a person,
would you say like who's someone that you recently started listening to that?
Recently,
I was gonna say I'm a big fan of like soundscapes and noise, so that's like I love production like that. So that's amazing. I love when people do stuff like that. Like I'm a full of hell, the body girly. Like I love like some like experimental noise and slip
absolutely,
that.
Yeah. I sneak it in there. I don't tell them where, but
yeah,
like, oh, that sounds cool. It's like
because you're on like the street recording samples of buses and stuff.
Yeah,
to make noise.
I
really
love
depressed buses.
which we do have samples of buses. Like, that's not a joke.
Years. Something that stuck with me is like when I was like a young teenager, Imogen Heap did this like docu-series where she went around in thrift stores and
I know exactly what you're talking about.
tapping on glasses and recording sounds.
And it wasn't like gimmicky, like it was
wasn't.
just the
It
alpha
was,
of her heart at the time.
Very much like, this is how I make music. Like, I found the sound and it's stuck with me for like a decade. Just how like interesting that was. And I think that that's why I admire like that, like noise and stuff like that, and like the beauty of sound, like, and production, like bringing that into music.
Exactly.
So cool.
And especially metal, it has gotten it's been around for a while, so it kind of gets easy to be safe in it.
Yeah, it
defeats the entire purpose.
Like,
if your own music doesn't offend you enough, like in this genre, then maybe it should.
Yeah,
like, this kind of bothers me. I was like, good.
Yeah, so like influence wise, I think we started out with like a box that I gave him where like, hey, make Linkin Park and Bring Me the Horizon have a baby, but then add the ability for female vocals to be on it, and it make it like kind of catchier choruses, more modern, so that's the kind of like
that was the initial assignment,
to make some of the original demos. But since then, I think we just kind of adapted and grown and become more weird and kind of found our own sound. You said individually, so my individual influences, I think, like, I grew up a lot on vocalists that really like sing with pain, and I think that like lyrically too, like it was like people like even blues singers or like Chris Cornell or like Etta James, Christina Aguilera's like more bluesy stuff. I don't know, like I don't know. I liked it whenever they sounded like they were singing with their heart, with their diaphragm, and they were in pain, and they're going through some, tough times, and I think I just related to that more. So anything that showed off a lot of vocal talent, I think, was my influences. What about you?
And I listen to a lot of like Rage Against the Machine and Eminem, and I definitely have like a lot of that kind of grit and just anger in my vocals when I'm on stage, not as much off stage because I'm very smiley in person and stuff like that. But going back to influences to like our music sound, I mean, recently in this moment with their latest releases, we got to work with Kane Churko actually in Vegas, and all that influence and energy of Kane Churko into the songs we worked on while we were in Vegas were an incredible influence. Just getting to work with him side by side, and Cam and him just kind of separating themselves off into a room and grinding it out, and us, Alyse and I, kind of getting into a room with Kane or separating from it. And having his influence in the way we were writing and the kind of approach we were listening to music from, and the kind of like you're saying, the soundscape, like all these pieces have to fit together to create like an environment, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that was one thing we really learned and were influenced by Kane in this way, is how to create an environment with our music and with our vocals, and how it's all supposed to layer together to have this really cool space for us to explore.
Yeah, that's a good point, because Kane Churko, he's written music for like In This Moment, like he mentioned, or Five Finger Death Punch, Disturbed, Ozzy Osbourne, like so many greats. So like to have us be able to work with him, and him, instead of putting us into like this box or like knowing, okay, they have a rapper and a singer, let's sound, like other bands that might have done like new metal kind of sounds. No, instead of that, he was like, Oscar, I want you to write, if you want to write a modern rap, we will add rock to it later. We'll add more guitar. We'll make it sound like a rock song, but I want you to just focus on writing your raps how you want. And like with me, like if I have more of a pop style vocal than a rock style vocal, so like I can hit a lot of high notes, and I like playing around with that kind of stuff. I like challenging myself. So like he was even embracing of that too. He was like, okay, we got to pause here, do some crazy Christina Aguilera shit and like here, and let's see how that turns out, And so we're really excited about the new songs. You guys haven't heard it yet, but we just recorded it, and it is coming soon. So
awesome! Look forward to
songs. Crawl Space, amazing.
I'm so glad you love it.
Oh, we have to hear everything. Like,
Yes.
from creative, like what inspired it to just everything about it.
Yeah. So I think so with Crawl Space, I'm mainly like I want you to kind of think of like there are people who have gone through a lot, like a tough time through life, but I feel like some people aren't treated like humans, you know? So like like their life means less than another person who has maybe a higher stamp on society, you know? And unfortunately with those people, like it's hard when they're going through like I wanted to make sure that the lyrics were brutal. I wanted you to feel like wrist bound face first, dragged across the asphalt. Like their life has just been like brutalized, you know, and I wanted it to be vivid and I wanted you to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the chorus, having that like, how can I survive in a world that doesn't care if I'm alive? You know, and being able to try to like still overcome those hardships that you've gone through, knowing that if you died, maybe people won't notice. And that's really hard for some people to kind of get a grip with. And I think I kind of struggled with that myself. And so I was going through a really tough time. I had a really bad childhood. We're not going to get into that. But in January, I had lost my grandparents. And so I felt like I had lost the only people that really cared about my life. And yeah, I was just in a really bad headspace, but I was thinking of other people who've gone through similar traumas or similar hardships and who have felt that same way. And I think that's why this song hits so hard. It's brutal and it's painful and it's raw and it's real.
I love that it doesn't, like, all your songs are just, they totally have a different sound. I love that I was playing Perfect Drug, I believe, and my son walked by and he's like, "Is that Imagine Dragons? Did they come out with a new song?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "This is Lilac," and I'm having them on, and like, I mean, all of them, even like, I mean, I'm around all different people, and I've been playing it like here and there, and like the reaction, I mean, everybody loves you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you. Well, I mean, we've really put like everything of ourselves into this music. Like Alyse was saying, she shared her personal, you know, experiences and everything into that song, and even how we wrote that one specifically in California with Mike Plotnikoff at Howard Benson studio was we had a very short time period, and there's something about writing in that intense kind of sped up position where you don't even have the opportunity to second guess yourself. You know, it's like, this is it. This is what I feel. You know, I don't have all these second thoughts, all these different kind of ideas. Like, let me measure. No, like it's got to be on paper. It's recording in 30 minutes and we got to go. And I think that part of that opportunity that we got with Mike was something really special. And I think you hear it in a lot of the music as well. With some tracks we haven't even released yet from California, and that we're also super excited about. So it's been really cool every opportunity we've had to work with a new producer and a new person, a new environment, to really kind of learn who we are and explore that space for ourselves. And I think Cam can really speak a lot to that as well.
And I think this provided us a good practice for like writing with writers as well, because this particular song, so Crawl Space, we actually co-wrote it with Tyler Connolly from Theory of a Dead Man. Okay, so he was in the room, but like he's such a big energy in himself. You know, he is a massive a person, you know, like when it comes to like his opinions, his sound, you know, Theory of a Dead Man, their sound is so prominent. And so knowing that if we're going to go into a room with another writer, still making it sound like us, still telling our story, you know, like we can take in their opinions, we can take in their thoughts or their ideas for tweaks and stuff, but really learning how to adapt writing with other writers and still making it feel raw and real to us, you know, and learning how to hold our ground in a room that has other stronger forces than us.
So I gotta ask, with 6 members, how do you navigate the creative process and ensure that everyone's ideas
We fight a lot.
are incorporated and heard?
Wait, but that's like, but that is something about is this weird, like we're kind of in a conflict avoidant generation, I'd say, for better and worse.
Absolutely.
But there's this weird, like there's never just a simple formula, because what we had this great meeting. It's like, what do you want from this band? Like early on, we all said it, and I think maybe 10% of that still remains. We were very confident when we thought we knew what you want, but when you go deep into it, it's like a relationship. You're like, her name has to be Jessica, and her hair needs to be. That's what you want when you're like 14.
Yeah.
But the more you mature into things, you realize that like actually none of that matters. I actually need this stuff and stuff. But it's learning that like what you actually need, and that learning that this is I like doing everything myself. I'm not very good at working with people. And so, but I wanted to do something where I had to, like, and the friction that is just constant, where it's not just something I can learn how to appease them. They're changing as it, and I'm changing. And it's this constant dynamic thing of and what he needs today, he might not need tomorrow. And having it be just this constant conversation. And because I'm more focused on emotion but I get lost in it. And she's more focused on practical stuff, but she gets lost in it. But that's great. Because then when I'm tired and grumpy, I'm tired and grumpy. When she's tired and grumpy, she'll just like make reasonable, logical decisions. But that's like a good, having that balance of like the human and the practical, and understanding, hey, this is a business, but you're also a human. Because like you've been in a company where you're just a resource. But like I think the healthy thing is where you're a resource and a human, you know, like in that order. But like and kind of acknowledging like what do you need? And there's an open thing. You might not get it, but you need to fight and defend yourself, and we're going to trust that you're going to do that. And that, but it's like it's a kind of vulnerable place, I think, for everybody, because you're hoping that you can get what you want, and nobody's gonna make you feel stupid for asking for what you want, and then maybe you're not going to get it, but they're going to negotiate, and it really forces you to have healthy relationships. Healthy, healthier.
I love that you maintain your individuality and also like have such a cohesive sound. I mean, that's really, I mean, with 6 members, that's impressive.
I think it's also like I think we've learned to really appreciate the poll mechanism in Facebook Messenger, like to the poll voting, you know, like it's like because then you realize there are some things that you're just like, I am not budging on this. This means a lot to me. This right here. But the other stuff, okay, I can compromise, right? And
I think you're all wrong, but we could do it your way.
Right. Right. So like if there's a voting thing and it's like 5-1, you're like grumble. Okay, all right, fine. But I'll tell you so later on. You know?
A lot of I told you so.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. So let's talk about your upcoming tour.
Yes, we are so freaking excited. We're down to the line. We got less than 48 hours left until we leave for our tour with Pop Evil and Fame on Fire. Freaking ecstatic. We're playing, what is it, like 22 shows? Something like, yeah. Across the Midwest and East Coast, and it's going to take us all over the place.
Yeah, we were going to list them all, but there was like so many that we're going with the lilac.com/events.
Yeah,
check them out now.
Yeah, LYLVC.com/events, and then that way you can see all of the upcoming shows. We also have another tour that we're going to be announcing very soon as well, like probably in the middle of November. We're going to announce another tour that's going to start in February. So it's with
Kesha. It's with Kesha.
No, it's not. Anyway, but yeah, so we're definitely moving. And the cool thing about this tour is like in the past, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but like the past tours that we've done with like Atreyu and New Year's Day and stuff, we're all on West Coast mostly. Yeah. And so we're an East Coast band, like we're from North Carolina, but we haven't been playing North Carolina very much, you know? Like
and
I feel like
still not playing North Carolina.
Like I feel like all of our our hometown, like we're just not playing in North Carolina a lot because we keep getting these West Coast tours, and we're getting these bigger followings like over in California and like, you know, Phoenix
Colorado,
and yeah,
Texas.
Albuquerque and Texas and stuff. Yeah. And so now we're finally booking like East Coast tours and like Midwest and stuff just to really expand our fan base over here as well. And I'm really thankful to like our North Carolina group that does love us, because they're gonna be traveling to like the South Carolina shows and we don't have a North Carolina show for this tour, but they're all planning, like they're messaging us saying we're going to Maryland, we're gonna go to South Carolina. So yeah, we're excited. We're very thankful for our fans.
Oh my God.
I'm
and yeah,
ecstatic.
we
I can't
on
wait.
this tour,
We
a
got the
lot like others.
tickets.
We've had fans that are coming from across the country as well. We've had people drive like 15 hours and take flights to see us. So it's our fan base is absolutely.
That must be such a good feeling.
Yeah.
Hey, my friend and I, we're going to be traveling a little over 2 hours to come see you on the 3rd.
Yeah, thank you.
Which one are you gonna go to?
The Reverb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Very exciting. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I was talking to Kenny, and he's like, "Are you coming to the show?" And when I had looked before, like the closest show that I could find was like, I think it was like 8 hours away. So I real quick went back on and looked over, and I'm like, "Oh my God, they're
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, 3 hours is a little bit closer, so that's not so bad.
Oh, I'm so excited. My mom watches my 10-year-old when I go out on the weekends, and she's like, now, if you're not home by this time this weekend, November 3rd, you're going to have to be home by midnight. And I'm like, okay, I'll be home. I was like home at like 11:30. She's like, I didn't mean you had to be home that early. I'm like, I am not missing this.
Amazing.
So what can we expect from your tour?
Oh, wow. A big emphasis for us is always our performance on stage. And I think we have the most fun when we're feeding off of people in the crowd and when we're seeing faces and sweating with everybody moving around. And because of that, those of us have come out to see our last tours, like know the extent we go through for the production value in our shows. And so this time around, we're taking things to a whole nother level where it is going to be a whole setup of different designs and energy in the room and completely overtaking like what we've done in the past. And
Yeah. So to play on with that a little bit without giving away too much,
we're cool.
We're gonna be doing some of the new songs that we wrote in Vegas with Kane. Okay, so nobody has heard these songs yet. Like you guys are gonna hear it first, which is pretty insane. And like Cam over here has been like rebuilding all of the like video visuals, because we have these light towers on both sides of the stage with like TVs that like show visuals and stuff, but in the past it hasn't really like it's been a lot of our logos and like just some staticky stuff, you know, make it look cool. But like Cam has been like working like overtime building these like beautiful artistic like videos with like cityscapes and like just like these
trying not to give a lot of stuff away.
Otherworldly beings. I'm just very, very excited.
Something you gotta see.
Yeah, something you gotta see. Yeah, very excited.
Are there any like venues that you're excited to go back to or play for the first time, or cities, or?
We're playing Disney Springs in Florida.
Disney.
That's technically Disney World.
Like
I'm calling it.
Yeah,
I'm checking that off my box.
Yeah, we
sure.
had
that's exciting.
like with Mickey ears, like walking through Disney World and saying, "Oh my God, you guys are going to be playing here at the House of Blues here in Disney World. That's so cool!" And we were like, "Oh wow, it's in Disney World. That's really cool."
Be like Mulan and Baby Yoda in the crowd.
And then also, so I've been in many bands throughout college and stuff, you know, and stuff like that. But I've never played Ohio for some reason. Like I'm from Ohio. I'm originally from Ohio. And I've always wanted to go back and play so that some people from high school can see me and like family and stuff. But I've never played there. And then finally we get like 3 Ohio dates on this 3. And so like Ryan has family coming to Ohio. I have family coming to Ohio. It's like a big deal for us because we haven't played Ohio yet. So
I heard Ohio
so
goes
fun.
insane. I heard they go hard. That's just
good. Let's do it.
They're like Ohio. They, great shows. I was like, really? They're like dead ass. So that's awesome. Look forward.
We got amazing. There's some amazing bands that come out of Ohio.
I
know. And it makes sense that they have the music scene. That's cool.
They do. They really do. I'm pretty sure Midnight's from Ohio. They're a good band.
Miss May I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the festivals is up there too.
Oh, was it it's a big metal one. It's Rock on the Range, something like that. It's like a big one.
Yeah, I don't know which one it is, but yeah, I've heard of.
She's the point. She's like, isn't it Rocklahoma? It's like, no, Rocklahoma's in Oklahoma.
They're playing Disney. Like,
I knew it was a big one.
Where does Disney fall on your tour? When are you playing at Disney? Because that's like, how do you beat that? I mean, that's so exciting.
That's like November 9th or November 10th.
I don't know. We should know. There's been a countdown for it for a while.
I think it's November 9th.
That's so fun. Are you dressing like yourselves? Are you gonna kind of mix in the Disney?
I didn't even think about that. I've been worried about Halloween, not Disney outfits.
Just you can wear a Disney costume for Halloween. You can double up.
Oh,
Dress up like Mulan, man.
Oh, that'd be overplayed. No.
All right, we're gonna have
Unique
a whole
outfits every
conversation
time.
about this after.
Thank you for bringing this up.
Thank you. It took us a while to figure out what costumes we're gonna wear for Halloween.
We figured that out.
Can you tell?
I think we're gonna wear some outfits from one of our music videos.
We'll see.
Gotta be there.
I'm bringing options.
Speaking of music videos, yours are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Undertow and Perfect Drug. I mean, what goes into these music videos? Because I know I do the modeling and I do like the cosplay and everything like that. I mean, you guys take it to another level with your music videos.
Yeah. I mean, so we worked with Scott Hansen to do the music videos for actually all 3 so far. Not Crawl Space. We can get into that in a second. But Undertow, Perfect Drug, and Into Nothing were all done by Scott Hansen and Digital Thunderdome. And we had, I guess, an idea of like what we want, like for like the premise of the video, like what kind of emotion we're trying to evoke and like what the lyrics are about and like how we want to have people visualize it. But then I think going the extra mile is like also anticipating like, okay, people now have like this whole TikTok culture where we have like lesser attention spans. Like you have to keep us entertained, And so like knowing that like, okay, let's change outfits. Let's keep things like very exciting and very vivid and like constantly moving and adapting. And I think that that's very cool. But then also like with Undertow, for example, we wanted like, so we wrote the song about like, a person who's feeling like they're drowning, they're overwhelmed with so much stress. But like, if you feel like you're drowning and other people just kind of monitor the situation, they'll let you do your thing, but they don't like help you. Like they just kind of like watch you from afar and see if you actually sink or swim, And so I wanted, I really, really wanted a water tank, guys. I really wanted a water tank because I thought that if I woke up in the water tank with like waterproof electrodes on my head and my chest and like the tank starts filling with water and like I'm banging on the glass, like, let me out of here while the tank is filling with water. And they're just writing down my vitals. They're taking notes of like, what is happening, but they're not helping me. I'm going to die in here. Get me out of here. I just wanted that, like stress so bad. And just to really like, oh yeah, feel like
that's something you want, right?
Yeah.
Who
and
doesn't
so,
want to
but the problem is that those water tanks are like really expensive.
Yeah.
It takes like it was going to take like over half of our music video budget and stuff. And so they were just like, sorry, you guys can't do it. And maybe next time when you're like later on. And I just didn't like hearing that. So I called like a bunch of like magicians across the East Coast until I found Lady Houdini. And she's like tripled Houdini's world record for like Chinese water cell torture escapes. And she always escapes to Crawling by Linkin Park, the song Crawling. And so she loves rap and rock together. So I sent her our song. She was like, yes, let's do this. And so we got to use her real tank that she escapes from, and her chains. Those are her real chains. And so, yeah, very just mind blown that we were able to actually get that scene.
How was it in the tank? Like, how was it actually like seeing your vision like come to life like that?
I mean, so like, yeah, like I think I wasn't anticipating, like when Lady Houdini, when she holds her breath under the water and she like does the escape and stuff, but I'm having to mouth the words while I'm underwater with my eyes open, mouthing the words to the camera. And I like the chains prevent you from floating to the top. So like, obviously you're acting until the water's up here. And then finally, okay, water's really going up your nose, guys. Like you're coughing, you're coughing it out, you're spitting it out, but it's about to come up, and like, you just got to kind of, go under and just keep on mouthing the words and hope that you can escape it in time, like undo everything so that you can like float again. And like, so it was giving the guys a heart attack. Like Ryan was like, you guys, should we put something in the bottom of the tank so she can step on it just in case she can't like undo the chains in time? Like, I mean, he was like kind of worried.
And Alyse was a trooper. She was like, no.
I was like, no, let's go. You can't re-wet my hair. Like, it has to show
the brain damage.
That seems so intense.
Yeah, we've had a lot of like stuff with water, because for Perfect Drug, it was the middle of January. It was the middle of January, and so we'd been shooting all day. I think it was like an 18-hour shoot that day, and they thought it would be the best idea to leave our water scene for the very end. So it was basically this pool of water, like a little, like, I don't know, like a kiddie pool kind of outside. And the camera was going to be above us as Alyse and I were floating in it. But we're about to get in the water, and it's looking a little weird. I look around, and everybody's in like winter coats and like gloves and shit.
You can breathe and see the like clouds from amazing. Okay.
So it was like from 1 second to the next, like Alyse and I just like scream at each other like a go. You get one take, and then we just jump in the water, shoot our shot, and then immediately start screaming because it's like fucking 20 degrees outside in January. Pardon my language, but it was cold.
Yeah, and like we could only do the last half of the song because apparently we would get like hypothermia. Yeah, and so they said that, okay, we're only going to be able to do this one time, and only half of the song. Otherwise, you guys are going to start feeling warm, and it's not going to be a good thing. And so we did it, and I felt him like shivering next to me because we were shoulder to shoulder.
You were shivering.
Yeah. I don't know, man. No, we were both.
You can't tell any of that, like from the video. Now I gotta go back and like rewatch
while the crane, and you're singing up to the crane camera, and then we got out of there, and we just like ran into this like white van that was like very warm.
That's a candy on the side of
it. So what would you say your favorite song is to sing live?
So for me, it's kind of heavy because we have a couple songs we don't even that aren't recorded, that are only live songs that are just filled with so much energy. So for me, one of my favorites is Doomsday, because it just smacks. That is, I believe, the technical term. And Alyse and I really like a big part of our act, right? Because it is a performance. We like really play off each other really well, and everybody really gets into it, and we climb shit, and we run around the stage, and we scream, and we have props, and like and that's what I love about what we get to do, is that it has all this stuff that like we get to incorporate into our show. So for me, it is and has been for a while Doomsday, but as these new songs come out, we might change that up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the new Kane Churko songs sound live. I think right now I'm really excited for like one of the new ones that's very dancey. I'm not gonna say which one it is, but I think that one is gonna be like a crowd pleaser that's just like allows us to just run around and like dance in people's faces, you know. And I'm really excited about that. But I think vocally wise, I like Crawl Space. I think that it's very dynamic. You can like have that rasp, you can have the anger, that scream, that rage, but then also just have these like ridiculous high notes and pain that you're just like belting out and like letting out of your lungs. And then I also get to like duet, like a scream duet thing with Kenny, and it's just really cool because it's different than the other songs that we have, you know, to be able to show off his vocals as well.
So what would you say is one of your most memorable moments as a band so far?
Well, anybody else want to talk?
Do you have?
I mean, I know for me, it was really cool. I got to spend the last night of our last tour celebrating my birthday with the band I grew up listening to since high school, which was Atreyu. So yeah, I felt so emotional and so like I'd achieved like a checkpoint in my life, and to get to do it with a group of people who, like I said, it was the last night of our tour. Everybody's exhausted. Everybody's like half of the band is sick, and like we're just there to kind of like let it all out for the last night of this amazing tour. And for me personally, I got to like join the crowd for a Atreyu set, like after our set, and kind of be there with everyone and just have that energy with everyone in the crowd, and got to crowd surf during X's and O's and like scream in the face with Brandon during like the last chorus. And it was just like a highlight moment that I don't think there's video out there of. But if anybody watching this has video of that, I want to see how weird it looks, because I know it only looks as cool in my head.
That's so cool. Lip gloss and black, like bleeding mascara. That was the hardest shit. That was 10
Girl.
That was like game changing.
That's what I'm saying. And it was really cool, like being in the crowd of people and be like, "Oh, dude, it's you." I'm like, "Shut up! Atreyu's on stage, man."
Yeah. So cool. Oh wow, that's so cool. That must have been bizarre too. Like,
yeah, it was definitely otherworldly.
Yeah.
I think it's been exciting to just see the excitement on their faces. Like when, like, I think now they're starting to get desensitized to it a little bit when I do something super crazy. But like, I think I know for a fact, like in my heart, that like, you know, the only limits that we have are the limits that we put on ourselves. Like you can absolutely send emails to a random celebrity. They might not email you back, but you'll never get an email back if you don't send the email. You know what I'm saying? And so I've just been all about like, I'm going to push and not hear the word no. And I'm just going to keep on like, just like doing what exactly I like think will succeed. And I'm just going to push to like the highest limits that's above what people think we can achieve as fast as I can. Like, you know, you have these ideas of like the stereotypical path, how you can incrementally get there, or like, you know, the gatekeepers and things like that kind of like that you have to go through those certain stepping stones and stuff as a rock band. And I'm just like throwing that out of the water. Let's just go and let's just go hard. And like, I'm just like randomly telling them like, hey guys, we're going to write a song with Tyler Connolly from Theory of a Dead Man. Hey guys, we're going to go write music with Kane Churko, who just wrote Blood, you know, by In This Moment and in all the Five Finger Death Punch songs. And, you know, like, it's just like, we're having such cool experiences together as a band. And I think it's I for one like experience. I don't know about them, but I'm less about money and stuff like that. I'd rather just like have the experience, while we're alive. Let's go. And getting to see it kind of evolve and see it on their faces is pretty cool.
Aww.
She doesn't let anyone be bored. On our very first tour, speaking of like favorite stories, the very last day we're like going to, I think it was Boston.
Oh,
to
God.
do photographs.
That's not your favorite?
Yeah, no.
That's a memorable moment for sure.
It's a great example. It's a great example of you never allowing us to just like sit flat-footed. We're always on our toes in this band. And so we're sitting here, we're cruising home, and like everyone's just like, let's get home. Like we're finally done. We've been gone for a month. Everyone's ready. We're cruising down the road. And Alyse looks over at me in the middle of the night. I'm like sleeping. She goes, hey, I can't breathe. Get my EpiPen. I was like, what? And
He's like texting me. I'm in the front seat. He's like, she's not breathing. I just stabbed her with an EpiPen. And then I just stabbed her with an EpiPen again. He's like, I don't think you're still double dose. I don't know.
Yeah. So like I had an allergic reaction and I took Benadryl and I was just like waiting for the hives to go away, but then it started impacting my throat and I couldn't breathe.
Started impacting her throat.
I
can't breathe.
Kenny's the fucking savior over here.
Yeah, like Kenny saved my life. Like he stabbed me with a light. But the thing is that like for some reason, like 10 minutes later, the EpiPen started wearing off, and that's like not normal.
No, it's not for some reason. It's because this genius with allergies brings expired EpiPen.
We don't know if that's why, but yeah.
We don't know if that's why. That's why. The label made it very clear.
But anyway, like, it only bought me like 10 minutes worth of time, and then all of a sudden the throat starts closing again, and then we don't have another EpiPen. Like, who keeps other EpiPens like in their purse? Like, you just you don't keep that many.
Expired EpiPens.
Or not expired,
right? Like, so I didn't have any extras, and they were looking up on Google Maps. Like, the nearest hospital was like 15 minutes away.
Yeah, we're flying through the suburbs of upstate New York in a bus.
But there's no, like, the hospital is like 15 minutes away, and like when your throat is closing, you got minutes. Like, you got a matter of minutes, And so like I'm starting to like cough in order to just breathe in, like try to get some air in, and then and I'm getting lightheaded and stuff, and then all of a sudden the cops get there, but they don't have an EpiPen. So like
we had to call an ambulance from the side
but then the ambulance had to meet us on the side of the road. They stabbed me with an EpiPen. I got in an ambulance, and then like when I got to the hospital, that EpiPen wore off as well. I've never even heard of this, but apparently if you have to, they put you on an epi drip, and you have to get more EpiPens. Like if it's like just a really bad reaction. So like the last tour, I brought like 5 EpiPens just in case.
Never happening.
People usually bring her honey, but if you can bring extra EpiPens, that'd be super fun.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe it's your favorite.
That's memorable. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good
forget that.
Yeah, you guys were sleeping before that. You were definitely up after.
It was crazy.
I think we scarred our merch girl for life.
Does anybody else have any memorable moments? Or Ryan, we'll ask you. You're being quiet back there.
You can't wear a nice jacket like that and say no.
No, I have to say probably one of my more memorable moments was a show that we played in Jacksonville, and playing to our home crowd is always fun, and that was a particularly good night with a great crowd, and just the energy was hasn't been matched yet in all the cities that we've been to. So
well, I told you we haven't played in North Carolina a lot. So when you finally get back from massive amounts of tours that are all West Coast, and then you finally get to tell some hometown people like, yo, we're going to be playing in our home state. They went hard. So
that's awesome.
Let's talk about fans. Do you have any unforgettable fan moments?
I think there's 4 tattoos floating around out there with V's on them. So that's pretty cool nowadays. Yeah. Lilacs all over the country.
I love it.
Yeah.
I have a mushy answer. Well, I mean, okay, so you just walk around a city and people don't make eye contact. You don't make eye contact. You don't know these people. You're not being rude. They're not being rude. But there's just like the automatic thing where I can't risk to trust you, and they can't risk to trust you. And almost everybody kind of feels that way. But it's just this constant social awkwardness, and COVID didn't help any of that. And like almost every time we go to a venue, it's this group of people that wants to be there, chose to be there, has a little free time, and they just automatically trust you. And they're in like social skills are not super there, but their heart is just so like desiring to connect. It's like most of life, everybody's got their shields up. Like you guys can say anything to me, I'm shielded up, bring it, it's fine. But like in that room, it's like they choose to come in with their shields down, and I'm on the other side. I'm like, dude, this is the most like valuable social interaction you can have in the world. And so you get to have this like strange like connection, and it's so beautiful. Like every single night, it's like. Their conversations are kind of awkward, but it doesn't even matter because they're like, I'm just happy to be here. It's like, I'm just happy to be here too. And you can just talk about the most, like conversations go so quickly in random places because they're just there. Like they're so present. And so that's my favorite part of.
That was such a Cam answer. Yeah. I love it. I love
it. Great So we have to talk about Alyse on Don't Forget the Lyrics. I think I made every single one of my friends tune into that show, and I taped it at home for any of my friends that missed it. What was that experience like?
Oh, man. Well, there's probably some things I can't say, but of the things I can talk about, yeah, there's some things.
What happens on network television?
It stays on network television.
Like I have, like,
forget the lyrics, but nothing else.
No, like no, I had to sign like a crazy things I can't say. But yeah, no. So like my friend from college, she signed me up for this TV show. I didn't sign up for it, so I just like get a text message from the producer randomly saying, "Your friend from a college told me about you. Told me that you're a computer hacker. That's so
Doesn't
cool."
that sound like a sitcom?
And yeah,
like it's just like the most fake plot ever.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, like that's my day job. And so like anyway, she was just like, "I heard you're a hacker and you sing. Tell me about it. And can I call you?" And I said, "Absolutely, sure." And so I talked to her for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops maybe. And she like fast tracked me. I got on like a couple Zoom calls with like the executive director and the producer and stuff. And it was so fast that they were just like, "Okay, guess you're flying to, go film this show now." And anyway, like you had to come up with like these different outfits and everything like that. And normally they don't want you to wear black, which is like, I want to be on brand, baby, but like I couldn't wear black. Like you can't. They want you to be very colorful. And so anyway, so I
Jesse's sitting over there like, yeah, no.
Yeah. So like
anything else.
I came up with a bunch of like colorful outfits, whatever, that's fine. But then like the day of that we were supposed to do the makeup and the actual shooting, I just wore like the most glammed up freaking like bougie, like, rocker spiky coat that I could wear with black. And I showed up at 6 a.m. wearing that. And they were just like, "That's what you're wearing." And I was like, "Oh, you don't want to look at the other 5-6 outfits that you had me choose, that are like, purple and yellow and stuff, And they're like, "No, this is it." And I was like, "Perfect. Yay." And yes, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people and, film. I think it's interesting because it was right before our Atreyu tour. And before tour, you're prepping, you're getting merch, runs, and you're getting like so many things ready to be on the road for over a month. You know what I'm saying? And so like I had to go out of the country to film this. Last minute, I didn't get to practice songs. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like fast tracked, and like I just was like, okay, I'm going to have to just focus on having fun, like, because if I click a category and I don't know either of those songs, well, that's it, like, I mean, if you don't even know either of them. But yeah, so
is it really nerve-wracking being up there, like being on the spot, or are you kind of used to it from performing?
No, I think it's that was fun. There was actually a bunch of times where like, okay, so like they had like a technical glitch and stuff while we were filming, and I was like, I swear it wasn't me, like just making hacker jokes and stuff randomly. But like it didn't. Yeah, I don't think that impacts me. I didn't really feel nerves per se. I was just more so like, oh God, I really hope that they give me songs that I know, and I'm happy that I made it as far as I did. I wish that I
thought you
made
had
a
it.
little bit more, but we don't want to tell too many people, I guess if they still want to watch the show or whatever. But yeah, it's interesting because they want you to do like 9 words in the second verse of a song. So like you might be like, I know that song, but I know the chorus, Do you know the second verse? I don't know, baby. We're going to find out,
I've been told through the years I make up my own lyrics. Like, it'll kind of flow with it, but I definitely like...
They're inspired by the real lyrics. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, speaking of don't forget the lyrics, have you ever forgot the lyrics on stage?
You guys never do. Ever.
Oh!
Oscar, do you want to answer that?
No, I'm
forget that
inspired on stage. And so sometimes I am inspired in different ways. And I will not negate the inspiration spirit to enter me when it must. And sometimes you just gotta vibe.
Sing the first verse twice.
The joy of original music is you're always doing the right lyrics.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a time, and it sucks because it was like one of our like staple songs, and like the way I had to repeat the verse was I just did it like angrier.
I love to improvise.
Yeah. So
Italics, grumpy.
Bold, underlined, and everybody just thought it was cool. So
We didn't confirm that.
yeah, I did.
Oh,
So, I'm still cool.
So, is there anybody that is still on your bucket list that you would like to perform with or even do a collaboration or?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if you want to say you've been talking about wanting to do a collab with I Prevail.
I Prevail.
I'm working on it. But yeah, he wants I Prevail. I want like Ice 9 Kills or like Halestorm would be cool to go play with Halestorm as well.
No big.
Yeah. In this moment, so our manager also manages in this moment. So like
Wow.
I would love to be able to play with Maria, especially since like Tony manages us both, why not? I think that would be great.
Oh, Tony, we want it.
Yeah. What about you guys? Any bands that you really want to play with?
We played with everybody I ever want to play with. Just you guys.
Oh my God.
That's a lot.
I feel
that. Trent Reznor be cool.
Oh my God. I went to that Philadelphia 9 Inch Nails show. Okay.
Let's go.
Top favorite bands, 9 Inch Nails. We're up here. They're like bow down before the one you serve. I'm out in the pit, like doing this. It was a spiritual experience. One of the best shows I've ever been to. I was like, oh, I went both days. I was like, take all my money, Atticus. Whatever. Pretty Hate Machine. Probably my favorite album of all time. So masterpiece. But that's a good answer.
Nice, I got one right, guys.
I think collab wise, we've been told that like maybe like having another collab with another rapper might be cool too. So like, we've kind of discussed, what rappers would be cool. Like
who put out a great recent album.
Like, for Oscar to do a verse and then for another like very, another famous rapper to do a verse as well. I think that would be really fun to do.
That would be
here for it.
Yeah.
So, how do you find balance between your everyday life and your music career, especially with touring?
You don't. You sacrifice something.
Yeah, you die.
I still haven't been to sleep yet. actually.
Since New York.
Like no.
She's got like sipping on EpiPens.
No, yeah, so all of us, we all work our day jobs like during the day. So like during tour, we're going to be working our day jobs during the day, and then immediately go to sound check, do the show, and then the driver drives us to the next city while we're sleeping. We wake up and it's time to shower and do it all over again. Work, venue, work, venue, work, venue. So it's not stopping. And like we've started getting on the like really making traction with like developing a fan base, developing tour experience and stuff like that, to where now we're like getting asked to come on tours and stuff. And so like it's becoming consistent now, where like it's going to be like 2 months home, a little over a month on tour, 2 months home, a little over a month on tour, you know? And so like we're still adapting, I think, to that lifestyle of just being gone for a month, home for 2 months, gone for a month, home for 2 months.
So you said that you have new music that will be coming out. How are you planning on kind of intertwining that with the tour? Are you waiting till after you're done tour, or just when you feel like it?
So we just released Crawl Space for this tour. This tour that has Crawl Space, we're our radio promo rep. She's putting us on the radio and everything like that, and we're working with just pushing that out as far as much as possible. And then we're going to be shopping for labels for the very, very short term time. So right now, everything that we've done so far is all self-driven. We've done this, on our own. Like we are doing this, and we've built this huge team. Like we have like the same PR reps as like Falling in Reverse and like I Prevailed. Those people are our PR reps too. And so like we've just developed this giant team, like all on our own. And I think that that's cool. That's really awesome. But I'd also like to kind of explore what a label can provide to us and like how we can expand even further, even faster, And so we're going to take the new songs that we just wrote in Vegas, plus a couple of the other songs that we wrote during the same sessions that we did with Crawl Space. When we recorded Crawl Space, we recorded a couple other songs as well that we haven't released. So we're just going to take this massive amount of songs to them, and we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Are there any labels that you kind of have your eye on that we can kind of pass along?
I know we're in talks. We're in talks with various labels. I don't know if we're even allowed to really talk about that yet. But I mean, there are labels that we would love to work with. Like we would love to work with
Death Row.
What? I don't know. Like Atlantic or like Century Media.
Any
Better
big
Noise,
ones that can get us into stadiums.
Fearless.
Yeah. Those are all phenomenal labels to be on. Every single one of them.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be awesome just to even have those kind of conversations and stuff of like what we bring to the table. I'm excited.
Well, and which label can like provide us the most value for our sound too, because like it's not like we could just go sign ourselves off to a metal label or something like that immediately, and just like we kind of have so many elements to us, like we can sort of explore those a little bit. So
yeah.
Could be cool.
So since we're getting close on time, I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty. So what can Lilac fans expect from you guys in the future? Like what does success look like for Lilac moving forward?
Huge. No, and I say that right now, laughing and smiling, but like we've had, kind of like Alyse has alluded to, like we're very goal-driven people. Like we work 80 hours a week to do this because we love doing this, and we want to take this as far as absolutely it will possibly go. And Cam cannot write songs that fit in a box, in a club, so the idea is that we'll ultimately play venues that have no windows and are just stadiums and coliseums. And so what our fans can really expect from us is just hard driven music that we are absolutely passionate about, and that we will be here to work 120 hours a week when it calls for it, because this is what we want to do. And we are going to be driven behind this 110% every single step of the way.
Yeah, we're going to be a force whether we have a label or not. Like, are you like, are they basically going to sign up for the ride? Because if not, it's their loss, because we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And that's just going to be how it is. The new music is absolutely insane. It's a different level. It doesn't even sound like the same band. I mean, it still sounds like us, but it's like evolved. It's absolutely insane. And so I'm excited to be able to even put that out for people and create some more music videos. You know, this holiday season, we're going to get in some more costumes and, you know, film some more videos to get ready for more releases. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
So I want to close up with your social media is going across the bottom of the page, but I'd like to ask what platform do you guys, what's your go-to platform?
Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram probably. I mean, we're very like, we answer everybody on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, everywhere. But I think we're slacking a little bit on Twitter. I mean, we need to get a little bit better on X.
Twitter. Maybe that's why.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah.
No,
I mean, and we're always responding to every single comment and stuff. So when people message us, you are getting Lilac. Like, we are responding back to you. It's a little weird when somebody, you know, tries to hit on me in the band chat, and then Kenny's just like, they're like,
just sitting there with a bag of Cheetos.
Kenny's just like, Purple Heart, baby.
You really like pepperoni pizza.
You're so beautiful. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, bro.
You too, Kyle.
Yeah, I just recently, one of my friends, we were out and I had drank a little bit too much. He convinced me to let him read through all of my messages on Messenger over the last couple months.
No.
Yeah, afterwards I'm like, I can't believe I just like handed you my phone, but I did. It's all good.
In there.
But so I want to say real quick, please go on Spotify, YouTube, wherever your place is, and please watch Crawl Space along with their other songs, and please like, listen, share, watch, overwatch. It all counts.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys on tour. We're hitting a lot of cities, and we have another tour planned in February and March. So hopefully we see you guys on the road.
Do you want to throw a couple of the venues out real quick that you'll be hitting at first?
I know we're starting in Arkansas, but I don't know. I think he's gonna have to pull up his phone.
I'm gonna do it.
Just go to lilac.com, lylvc.com/events.
lylvc.com.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Slash events.
Slash events.
We're going through like Florida.
We're going through Temple Live in Arkansas and Wichita, Kansas. Sylvie in Wisconsin, the Eclectic Room in Indiana, Reverb in Pennsylvania, the Stone Pony, Baltimore Soundstage, the Senate, House of Blues Orlando in Disney, and so many more that I could keep going on and on and on with. But yeah.
And we will definitely have to have you back on, because we got to hear all about how it was to play at Disney. So exciting.
Yeah, we're excited. Thank you so much.
And I can't even wait to see you guys on the 3rd. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us.
Love your costumes. They're rad.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Later.
Have a great
Bye.
night.
They were amazing.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to go and see them all.
Yeah.
I can't even. I've literally been going on and on to everybody.
You're like, everybody, these are my plans. I must tell you about them.
when I saw that they were playing like even anywhere in the state, like I would have. I was like thrilled.
You're like, I am ready. This is my moment. I understand.
Yeah, I'm like just like the devil, so I'm trying not to sit here like all cheese faced and like.
I get that.
I'm feeling the cheese face on the inside.
Yes, I love how, like, first of all, red usually patchy, not on her. She knows how to do it.
It took me a while. It took me a while today. I'm gonna be honest. Usually, I have like the base done. It was a process today.
Red's hard. That's why I'm like, you are the best, because it is a really hard color to get solid. I did the devil twice, and
I feel like blue is too.
Blue is really hard.
Certain pigments of blue are really that I have a hard time with that sometimes.
It never gets completely as concentrated as I want, especially like almost like an alien blue.
I usually end up cheating and mixing it with like either purple or green, and kind of like for some reason I haven't found a blue that like pops like that.
I saw
even the neon ones, they don't lay right.
I saw a company on TikTok's making foundations in different colors. Have you seen that?
I was looking into it, and I don't know. There's like the reviews are kind of all over the place.
Actually,
like one person saying it's not like possible because you can only have one skin tone and it can only be within like a certain amount of shades, which that's what I kind of learned when I was in beauty school. So, I mean, I don't know. I would like to try it.
Yeah, I saw I would try like the blue or the white. I don't know if I'd try the white because I feel like the Mayron is such a it works. So maybe like a blue or something,
I love that you just said that right, because all my friends say it's so wrong. The Mayron.
Yeah. I was obsessed with Mayron Paradise paints for all of my makeup and stuff like that throughout the years. They are expensive, but they are worth it. And Clown White is a staple.
I feel like the white really matters.
Yeah.
Like this one's from Spirit. Okay. And I mean it's not like my favorite. It's not like the Mayron, but I mean it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not like chalky, it's not like crusting off. Because the one I had one a couple weeks ago that I tried to use and wasn't working. It looked like a wall that had just been plastered that somebody went like this.
No. That's
but real quick, let's get into this beautiful artwork behind me.
It's amazing.
Victor SML Pop Art on Instagram. Look him up. Amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I have my house is filled. I love his work.
See that. It is incredible. It's
this one spoke to me the second I walked in.
Yeah, no, I see that. That's so amazing. I think the second thing we have to shout out is 10/27. If you're watching that, it is Friday. It is a Friday, October 27th at the 2300 Club. It is $10, boy, and it is going to be Cage's album record release show. They rule with Red Brick, Chicken Man's Band, Sidorak, Terror Rain, and it's 21 plus at the 2300. 10/27, $10 to get in. It's gonna be sick. Definitely.
I'm so excited to see Sidorak. I'm so excited to see Frank up there in his
robe. Dual basses, heavy, sludgy. It's gonna be a loud night. Bring earplugs. It is gonna be really cool, and it's gonna be heavy. So
do we know anything about the headliner?
Caged. It is their record release. It is going to be definitely worth even coming just to see them. It's gonna be a very doomy night. It is gonna be loud and it's gonna be really cool. So I am definitely going to just like I'm pumped for it. Might come in costume. I'm pretty yeah, all of them are Philly bands, Caged Philly, Red Bricks Philly, Seether X Philly, and I'm almost positive Terrorings from Philly. So yes, so they are. I am just like really excited for that. And
I am too. And man, everybody that I've like mentioned it to are speaking like they're going on about the arena.
yeah,
that's like a staple place in Philly. I mean, people are really excited that there's an opportunity to like
venues in Philadelphia, especially if you're a wrestling fan, or a MMA fan. There's a lot of cool shit that's happened in that building, and this is just another one. So it's gonna be really awesome. And if you don't know where it is, it's across the street from South Bowl. It's in South Philly, and it is just going to be an awesome time. And South Philly needs more venues, and more music.
Over.
Yeah. So I'm definitely like looking forward to that. It's gonna be a great time. Don't know what I'm gonna dress up as yet, but it's Halloween. It's like a Halloween show, so I'm definitely gonna dress up. But
I would say go as like heavy metal rockers, but like we dress like that regularly.
Regularly, yeah. I don't know. I guess if I see you there,
you should be all in pink, Jesse.
I know, right? Really, the pink ladies.
Like the blonde wig, the whole pink outfit, like
I'll go as like one of the Barbies from the Barbie movie.
Yeah. So you got real quick before we jump off, because I feel like I can do this myself. I'm probably going to end up like calling you like I messed it up, but okay, with the fangs.
Yes.
I got the fangs. There's little wax strips. I didn't want to like get into it earlier because I was like just kind of like spinning. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to wait till later on when I'm nice and chill and set it out. I had got a grill before and the mold was messed up. So it never really fit in my mouth. So I don't want to mess these up. How do you go about doing it?
Is like the ones I get have like the powder, and you crack the powder open and then you pour it in, and then you pour in the liquid, you mix them up, you put it a little in each, or I do like one at a time. I fit them on my teeth, and then I get a little piece of paper towel because I drool proficiently, and I put it like under my tongue, and then I tilt my head back, and I just like go like this for a while. It's probably a horrible angle to see me at, but like, and then I'll like.
You have a bad angle.
And then I'll like sometimes I'll put toilet paper like over here, like on top, so I'm not drooling. And I usually just have like headphones in. I'm like listening to music for a while until they.
How long do you usually let it sit there?
I'll let them. Honestly, I do it before I go out to an event, so that they're really hard in there, and I've had them in for a while. And then at the end of the night, I just rock them back and forth to pop them out, and then that's my new set of fangs. Usually.
Okay.
But I'll let them sit in there maybe an hour, like men. Okay. But that's probably all you actually need. I just do them before I go out because I figure the longer I have them in, the better fit they're going to be.
And I feel like we need to give a shout out to your hat.
I know. I made this so long ago. If you follow me on Instagram, or have been following me on Instagram at Eternal Atrocity, or any of my other usernames that I've had for the past million years, you know them all. You've seen this hat. You've seen this hat for about a decade, and she is flaccid, baby. She is flaccid these days. I have been fucking with this thing all night. I love she's still got her curly Q though. Look at that. She's still got her curly Q. Woo!
Looks like you have a black zero on your head. Like Zero the dog from Nightmare Before Christmas. It looks like
I can see that. I was messing with her all before. I was like, do I like her this way? Do I like her that way? I kind of do like her that way. She goes every which way. I made this hat a million years ago.
It's like a glam witch.
Yes, I love it. I need to like iron her brim because she's a little tired these days.
I wish I could make a hat.
Mine
would not come out good. I like that's one thing that I like literally.
The felt. Oh, I kind of like her like that. She's big. She's a big, like tall. She's a tall order. She's a tall drink of water. You know. Look at this. I could probably stuff her and like have her. Look at that. Look at that. She just keeps going. Look at it. It's like the sorting hat. Look at it.
That's so gonna be a short.
Yeah, look at her. This is so. She said yes. She said yes. Sorting hat realness. Look at her. But yeah. Like sometimes I'm like, I never know how I want her.
Our producer's sitting there like writing down the time of that.
Yeah. Like I could roll her up. She could be like in like a nice like.
So did you decide what you're being for actual Halloween?
I had the idea. And now I'm like, it's a matter of making it happen. You know, if you see me as a vampire, mind your business. It was easy for me, is all I have to say.
I could see it right now, and it might be just because I had just seen a picture of somebody else that had done it.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like the velvet jacket and like the big hat. I could totally see you pulling that off.
Mm-hmm. I could
Edward Scissorhands, like a sexy Edward Scissorhands. I could see that.
I see that definitely.
I love doing Edward Scissorhands. I almost did it tonight.
That's a really
like, I don't know about having the hands, and Lilac was coming on, and I was so excited. I'm like, I can't be fucking with the hands
the whole time. That would be me.
But I'm actually such a dork because like I literally like hold on to just random things that I can use for like TikToks or videos. Yeah. I literally have like a vacuum. I think the thing's from like the 20s. Like the thing's so old. And like, and then I just have like all this just random stuff. I literally bought this like ugly bush. It's like a fake like topiary bush.
Yeah.
Just so I can take the picture like with like Edward Scissorhands.
I love that.
I've had it for like but like the sad part is I've had this tree for 3 years and I forgot to take it.
Oh no.
So I've just been like sitting. I like actually like had put it over at the shop in the bathroom because I'm like, this can't just sit in like around. Because if I put it in the shed or like I put it somewhere like in storage, it's gonna get messed up. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, my topiary tree.
That's amazing. That's so exciting. I would love to see you do something with that bush. That's so cool.
I just love Tim Burton in general.
He knows how to make a movie. I am definitely a bigger fan of the older Tim Burton movies. I love Sleepy Hollow. I think that movie is incredible. I think it's really funny in general. I think he has a great sense of mixing comedy in with like dark humor. Like I think he's really good at dark humor. I think like the scenes in Sleepy Hollow were just very charming. And you know, Christopher Walken with the sharp teeth. Like, I love that movie. I love the visuals of it. I'm a sucker for a visual. I love that. Edward Scissorhands.
I'm crazy with Nightmare Before Christmas. Like
I mean,
I've literally been collecting it since day one. Actually, I can show you. I found this attractive one, and it's got little, there's a glare, but it's got a little teddy in there flying up here. Yeah, this was one I did not have, and I have a bunch of ornaments because I always do my Nightmare Before Christmas.
Aww, that's really cute.
Yeah, and I'm such a dork. I like found at this thrift shop. It's like a kid's Zero outfit.
Oh.
So it's like tiny. I'm gonna stuff it and have it. I'm gonna try to have it flying like over the top of the tree. Yeah, I try to do it different every year. Last year I did like the full like curl over like the hill.
I didn't realize you did Mars Attacks. Sorry, I'm just looking at a list. I'm like, is that my favorite? Probably Sleepy Hollow is my favorite, probably.
Mars Attacks is a really fun costume to do.
I knew he did James and the Giant Peach.
That's another good one.
He did Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yep. He's been involved in so many movies. Like Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is great. I knew that was him. I didn't know Pee-wee's. I didn't know he did Pee-wee.
I believe he's behind Wednesday. Yeah, he's a little bit in everything.
No way.
What did you just discover?
There's this really, really stupid movie that I'm obsessed with. It's called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Have you seen it? It's amazing.
I saw it a while ago. That's an older movie, isn't it?
It says he was involved in that, but I'm like, no way. That's hilarious. I love that movie. I always say it's like one of the most underrated films. It's like I always like to say that's a real history lesson. If you're watching this, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is
I love those kind of movies though.
I love that movie. It's
that's why I'm like really psyched for Fallon's movie to come out. Sucks to suck. Like I can't even wait. I keep like going on her pages like any news, anything.
That's amazing.
I even like that one that's on MTV. Like I mean I can't like watch it over and over again, but when the kids were watching it, like it was a little inspiring with my makeup and everything. That Zombies.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Did you watch that?
No, I know what you're talking about though.
It's like a fun, like a high school, but like all the kids were like obsessed with it. Yeah, I like that. And even Monster High. Like I love the Monster High dolls and like their looks.
I love them. I'm obsessed with them. They have a car and I will like I love the toy section. I go in the toy section and I just lose my mind in the toy section all the time.
I just came across like all of these like weird, like I guess a lot of them are plushies, but like just weird characters that I've gotten through the years. Like those Skull Animals.
Yeah, those are cute.
I have like all of them. I have a monkey, a cat.
I have like really selective stuffed animals.
A rabbit.
This is Moth Person. I got him in Salem. And he's beautiful. Look at him.
Is he handmade?
Yeah, I love handmade stuffed animals. Like I'm a huge fan. Like I will pay out the ass for them. This is Moth Person. Let me pull up who made him. He's handmade and he was worth every penny. And then I'm like very sentimental with like my stuffed animals. Like I just love them. Like they're my buddies, and like I've had this for years.
I love those Squishmallows.
I like Squishmallows. They're very cute.
I have an Oogie Boogie one, and like
That's so cute.
I definitely like it doubles up as a pillow.
I love that. That's adorable.
And I just saw recently they have like huge ones that are like body pillows, like of the Squishmallows.
Moth Person was made by Cryptids Are Everywhere on Instagram, and worth every penny. And then I said that I wanted a 2-headed lamb. That's all I wanted. It was a 2-headed lamb. And then my best friend got me a 2-headed lamb. And look at it. It's really cute. So
That's
these are
awesome.
yeah, I know. I'm like obsessed.
Was that made?
This is like made by a small company. It's based off an actual 2-headed lamb that like existed.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, but it's based off a real like 2-headed lamb that's name was Clarice. I call it Lammy though. I have ditched the name and I went with the most generic thing a person can call it, Lammy. I'm like, where's Lammy at?
My mom loves goats. I like the one time I sent her that iGoat mail.
Mm-hmm.
And it like sent her like a little goat and like a little like note that went with it.
Oh, that's so cute.
I don't think she appreciated it as much as like
yeah,
how much like thought I put into it. She's like, oh, a goat plushie.
No. I like when the ears are together. It makes a heart.
I love that you like give all yours names too.
I know. I do. It's the sentiment behind it. I'm like, look how cute this is. Like, if you know me, you're gonna get me
adorable.
Like, it's amazing.
What does it have on? Like, is that? It kind of looks like it. It kind of looks like it's got a cow like bodysuit on.
I think it's based on like it's based on like an actual, and the company who made it is like based on an actual 2-headed lamb, so I think they based the pattern on that of it. It's really cute though, and it's really soft, and like look at its little face. Like I'm obsessed with that. And then this is just like, I think this is the epitome of cuteness, and that's why there's something wrong with me. I'm like, it's beady red eyes, it's wings, it's little legs that I had to stick.
Problem with like I can't get rid of anything like that.
No, I can't either.
And I bought a couple that are like crocheted, and like some of the crocheted ones are really soft, and some of them are like plastic.
Yeah.
So they just kind of get thrown in a pile, but like I still can't get rid of them.
No, I get it. I get it for sure.
Okay, I'm getting the look.
You can feel it?
I can feel it. Okay. Thank you everyone for tuning in this week.
We'll see you next week.